Satin.
And welcome to Rooted in Real, where genuine conversation meets grounded perspective.
Yay. Episode 19.
Episode 19.
Thank you guys for joining us.
Welcome back.
Yes. So we're going to discuss the black sheep, that's the biblical term, is the lost sheep.
The lost sheep, yes.
Yes.
But the term the black sheep, I know I like a definition around here.
Yes.
It is an idiom that originates from literal flocks of sheep where a recessive gene occasionally produces a black sheep rather than a white one. Historically, this was viewed as a negative, as black wool could not be dyed and was therefore considered far less valuable.
Right.
Over time, it became an English idiom to describe members who stand out from the flock in a disappointing or unconventional way.
Disappointing or unconventional.
Yes, and I like that it said disappointing or unconventional, because unconventional could mean a plethora of things and not just something negative. It could mean I'm just different than you.
Right.
And everybody else in our family and the way they've done it for generations and generations and generations. If you watch our last episode, this ties in.
It does.
We talked about generational curses last time. So this ties in when you are the black sheep of the family.
Yes, it makes me think of the commercial. It was like, I don't want to say it was a college commercial about going to college. And it had these line of people like all on the on the road, and they were all going the same way. And it was all in black and white. And there was one person that was highlighted. And of course, they were the colorful one, and they was the one like, I don't want to go to college this way. I don't want to go to 4 years and do this.
I want to do something different.
I want to do something different.
Unconventional.
Unconventional. They still went to college, or they were still going to school, but it was more or less, more related to them instead of the same pattern.
Like everybody else.
Yeah, like everybody else.
Yes. So common scenarios of why someone might call you the black sheep.
Yes.
Different lifestyles or choices that you make for your lifestyle.
Yes.
Yes. Sometimes they'll make you the scapegoat. So they'll blame you because you act different.
That's right.
You're the
you
reason
bougie.
for bougie.
Yeah, I tell people I'm bougetto. You hear me?
You're bougie. Oh, you too good for that?
Yeah.
We've been doing this for years. You too good to eat Spam?
You know what? Look, listen. I love me some Spam, but some potted meat, I'm not doing it ever again. Fight your mama. I don't
think
care.
I've ever eaten it,
Man,
because it just don't look like something that I want to eat.
As we talked about in generational curses with the poverty, you ain't never been at that level, I guess.
Yeah, but I think my grandma used to eat potted meat, but I think my mama said no.
No.
Like there was something she had my mama eat. My mama said, I'm not eating it, and ain't nobody in my family gonna eat it.
You know something else I don't eat is souse meat.
I ain't never had that either.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's some things. It's some things.
Whew.
Yeah.
Another scenario where you might be the black sheep is being the truth teller. So
we ain't talking about somebody just out here talking about I'm bold and I tell the truth and they just saying anything sideways.
I'm just blunt.
Yeah, I'm just blunt.
That's when I come to you as your family member and say, hey, listen.
Hey, that skirt, it's just not working for you.
That's not working. This the way that we have done this in our family for years.
Yeah,
is not cool. It's not healthy.
Yeah, right.
And then people are like, oh, so now you just better than us.
Yeah.
But you out here just telling the truth.
You just telling the truth.
Just telling the truth.
Yeah.
And then, mental health and struggles. So if you're struggling, so this is the negative connotation where you're struggling with something that the other parts of the family might not be doing.
Right.
So like maybe your whole family doesn't drink, your whole family doesn't do drugs, your whole family doesn't gamble, but here you are dibbling and dabbling in the things that you probably shouldn't be dibbling and dabbling in that are ruining your life.
Or everybody in your family has still operated under the same thing, like mental health wise. Nobody is seeking therapy.
Right.
And when you choose to seek therapy, all of a sudden, what you doing going to therapy
Yeah,
for?
what's wrong with you?
What you telling everybody our problems for?
Yeah.
They don't know you.
So are you in therapy telling everybody that I'm the reason? Like I know that comes up. Like are you telling everybody I'm the reason that you are like you are?
No, but I'm saying you part of the problem.
Yeah.
You might not be the whole problem.
Right. Because my mama did ask me, she was like, now why you go to therapy? But she didn't say it like a condescending way. Right. She ain't never been. I just said, after I had that baby, things weren't right.
Things weren't right.
It wasn't right. It was a rough time, and my mind was nowhere near where it needed to be able to take care of some kids or a household.
In the future episodes, we're going to talk about prepartum me and postpartum me.
And I think I'm going to tell the story.
Yeah.
I think I'm ready to just throw it out there. We'll see.
You go on. I didn't have them issues, but you go on.
We'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah, so just and me telling her like, listen, I like even the attachment episodes. I told her I was like, I had a secure attachment from my family, my household with y'all. I left home and maybe my attachment got a little
shaky.
A little shaky there. A little so. I see. It was not great. And so I was like, it wasn't y'all.
Right.
I came from a great home. It wasn't y'all. I had everything I needed and everything I wanted, even if I didn't ask for it. Like I was fine. So I just needed a little therapy, a little tune up.
Yeah, a little tune up.
A little tune up every couple weeks.
Check in.
Shout out to Jalen. Because
She get a lot of shout outs on here.
she be telling me off. But anyway. So yes, those are the things that people tend to call you the black sheep for,
Right.
whether it is positive or negative.
Yeah.
It tends to be, if you're the black sheep, whether even what you're doing is positive,
Right.
it is seen in a negative light because it's different.
That's right, because it's different, because you've moved away from the pack. And we discussed this before we started filming the episode when you were asking me what made me come up with it. It's like, what is it about the black sheep? Not just the context. You know, we talk about middle kid syndrome. You know, we talk about that one person that always, you know, steps outside. And, you know, I talked about revisionist history. Like, all of us grew up in the same household. Of course, we all had different experience with our parents, and we had a different experience growing up. But sometimes the person that is considered the black sheep, they have such a huge differing worldview or differing view from how everything was in the house. And you start saying, well, I see, like what I was talking about is their perception of them being the black sheep might not be our perception of them being the black sheep.
Right.
Like, we might perceive them as being a black sheep, not because they were genuinely a black sheep in a negative light, just because they automatically chose to go
They
left.
operated in being the black sheep, so now
Right.
they have made themselves.
Right.
the
That's
black
their whole
sheep.
personality.
Yeah.
They can't, you know, pull away from it. And everybody else is like, well, you know, we never saw you that way.
Yeah.
But they perceive that that's how they operate.
That nobody
that way.
cared, nobody did this,
That's
nobody
right.
did that. Oh, you treated them differently,
Yes.
and things like that. But
And it's not to say that none of that was true. It's just the extent to which they take it.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, because there's like I've got a couple coworkers that were talking about like families and just the families that they grew up with, and she's like. I like when I listen to her and like talking about her siblings and talking to her siblings, I'm like, y'all are different people. And she's
Yeah.
like, yeah, because this one thinks that life was really hard growing up.
Right.
But we all grew up in the same house.
Right. Right. But
And we all took different things. Like, I mean, of course they
Yeah.
didn't have the perfect family, like
Right.
you know, divorce, but like all that kind of stuff. But like we just you take certain situations
from it.
differently
Yes.
than other people. And we talked about that before about
Yeah.
how do you let your trauma shape you?
Yes.
We should talk about that in an episode for
Yeah,
real though.
we
Like
definitely
letting
need
your
to.
trauma shape your behavior and your future behaviors and the way
Right.
that your mind now works when it comes to certain situations
Right.
instead of overcoming
Right.
the trauma.
And there is a psychology behind that, and I won't get deep
Yeah.
into it, but there is a
I'll
psychology.
let you do it in another episode. I'll let you get deep.
Yeah, there is a
This girl want to get deep about everything on this podcast. I'm like, listen.
Look, we had this discussion beforehand, and I said, I don't know why I have such deep thoughts and deep subject matter that I want to discuss, because I'm genuinely not that intelligent. I mean, I think I'm okay, but I'm not that deep of a person where if we're having a conversation, I'm saying, introspectively, I looked at, you know, I'm not like that.
Not introspectively.
Introspectively, I was looking at this, and I was looking at it from an outstanding point of view. No, none of that is how I discuss things. None of that, but my mind.
No, you don't. But
my
when,
mind
but when she's sitting up
goes-
here talking about these episodes, y'all, and what she want to talk about, I looked at her, y'all. We got a shared note, right? I know this is a side note. It's normally her job to do a side note, but I'm gonna do it this time. We got a shared note, and I'm looking at this thing that she wants to talk about, and so I click on the link that she places in the note. Y'all, why is it a research article?
I read the research article.
But let me tell you this.
It's like
I'm
pages.
not doing it.
It's like
if I'm
30
not reading the
pages.
research article for work, I don't want to do it outside of my job. I don't want to do it outside. I went to school. I had to do a thesis. I'm not doing it.
But I
you have
enjoy-
to summarize that for me.
Look, I enjoyed it so much. It was such a good, in-depth article.
I read a couple of lines and I said, nope,
Nope, take it off.
close that out.
Then she told me, she said, you got to find something else. If we're going to
gotta
talk
find-
about that, you got to find another
I
resource.
need you to find me a resource where I can
Yes.
just absorb and understand what you're talking about. Because,
Yes.
ma'am,
Yes. And so, you know.
I'm not going back to school.
And so related to that is, which is why I wanted to be an attorney. I wanted to be a lawyer because
You
I
did.
love research.
I did not.
Right. I still may pursue that and take the LSATs and go to law school. I'm not too old to do that. I'll be
You're never
40
too old.
something, 30, 40. What did we say? 43. I'll be 43 this year. So I'm not too late. You know.
Y'all, I had to tell her how old she was. I had to do the math for
Yeah.
her. Anyway.
Yeah.
Back on
and
track.
it's not like I'm a person that lie about my age and say
No, you
I'm
don't
younger.
remember.
I just don't remember. I don't even remember what my anniversary is, which is wild. I love that
I'ma
man.
tell.
I love that man, but I just love him. That's all I know.
I don't know when I said I,
just
loved
love
him
that
in front of the
man.
Lord, but I love him.
We locked in now. Don't matter when we started.
Locked in.
But yes.
Okay, so back to it. So talk about the lost sheep from the Bible.
Oh, yes. The lost sheep. So how we say it in the natural is the black sheep. In the biblical terms, it's the lost sheep. Most people know that because they heard that parable in various tones or in various retellings. You know, there's 100 sheep. One gets lost.
Right.
The shepherd, in this case being God, leaves the 99 to go after the one sheep.
Yes.
I think in the natural terms, if someone is the black sheep, nobody comes after them.
Nobody looks. Nobody goes
Nobody
to
looks.
find them. Nobody tries to bring them back
Right.
into the fold. Oh, they just lost.
They just lost. They stay forever the black sheep. They stay forever the one that got away.
Yeah,
They
I
never,
can't use you for nothing.
Right.
You're unusable because
Right.
of this black wool.
That's right.
And I can't use you for anything. So why am I going to go find you?
Right.
What
Where am I
doing?
going to go find you?
But God
But God.
says
He
that
said
He will
different.
leave the 99
Go ahead,
Hey,
preach.
glory.
Go ahead, preach, Reverend.
to get the one and bring them back to the fold. Hey,
Sitting in a Honda, riding in the Cadillac. Shundo.
untie my bow tie.
We going to get that out.
I don't want to. Okay.
Okay, so we're talking about the 100 sheep. One goes away, leave the 99 to go to the
Yes,
one.
go pick them back up.
And so that's the biblical view. Of that biblical view, there are several other lost sheep or black sheep variations in the Bible. So I wrote these down because, of course, we know my memory is trash, it's garbage.
Shot.
So the parable of the lost sheep can be found in Luke and Matthew. Luke 15 and Matthew 8, as
Okay.
y'all know. And so the
They might
first,
not know.
you know what? Y'all might not know.
We might be bringing you to the Lord, so you might not know, and it's okay.
Listen.
Go look it up though.
Listen, I want you to come to the Lord, but I don't want you to put it on me because I'm not
Listen,
I'm not
I'ma
a
say
great
it.
example.
I'm gonna say it now. You put it on us that you decided to come.
Us? Why
and
can't you put it on you?
Us that you decided from watching this podcast that God is great and that you want to be a part of this family.
No, let me explain something to you that she don't understand. This is her talking to her, and she's not wise in this. The Bible says, God says, that preachers, teachers, evangelists, teachers, all of reverends, whatever you want to call them, all of them are going to be judged more harshly.
No, I ain't one of them.
And be thrown in a lake of fire. Yes, you are.
I ain't one of them.
Do you know what a preacher is? Do you know what an evangelist is? That's why I got to get to school you on this thing. They're going to be judged harsher
I don't
because
wanna
of the
be.
gift and the calling that's upon their lives, because of those that they lead and pull and draw and all of the things.
Well, listen.
They lead by example.
Okay, but so listen, y'all, y'all
Our
go to the
desire-
Lord because we said something
Yes,
great
yes.
on this podcast.
Yes, yes,
But you
and
gonna
it-
find you a church to be up under.
Right.
You'll find you a leader that is
Yeah,
wise and knowledgeable
yeah,
with the Lord
yeah.
and can help you individually and go
Right.
do that.
Right. We just need.
So then it's on them.
Just need to go ahead and clear that up for her.
You
she,
right,
She
you
don't
right.
understand the weight.
I don't need to wait.
Right.
I'm still working on myself.
Now we will pray for you.
We will.
We will pray for you, but I don't want to be responsible for
You
your
DM
soul
us.
and your salvation.
We'll pray for you.
Yes. Okay, so
Back to it.
Back to it. So Luke 15, Matthew 18 is where the parable of the lost sheep is prevalent, and people can go and look for that. So of course, the other one that we know about besides the 99 sheep, or that is related to that, is the prodigal son.
Now that story,
Yes.
it's got a lot of facets.
It's got a lot of facets to it. It's so much more, but just to skim over it.
Yeah, just to skim. The prodigal son
Right.
says, "Hey, listen, I done came of age. I
Yep.
think I'm feeling I'm smelling myself.
Yeah,
and I
that's what
wanna,
we say,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's what you say. I'm smelling myself. Daddy, let me have my money. Okay,
Yeah,
let
give
me
me
get that
my
money.
inheritance.
Give me my
That's
money.
right,
I'm gonna
that's
go
right.
out here and live my best life."
That's
He's
right.
like, "You probably shouldn't do that, son. I'm gonna go live my best life." Now
That's
his
right.
brother's still at the house. Brother's at the house doing what he's supposed to do,
That's
paying
right.
attention to them sheep and goats and flocks and doing what he's supposed to do at the house.
That's right.
He didn't take his money, but this younger one says, "Deuces." So he
Deuces.
goes out into the world. What does he do? Spend it all in 2 days.
Yeah, blow it.
Blew his money up out the
Yes.
water, and then came back home with his tail tucked between his legs to tell his daddy, "I'm sorry, can you take me back?" His
Right.
daddy then threw a party, and said, "Hey, my son
Tell
is back."
everybody.
He let him go,
Yep.
but he said he was with open arms embraced him
Right,
when he
that's
showed
right.
back
He
up.
rejoiced when he came back.
Rejoiced,
Right.
threw a party, get the fattest this and the fattest that and the drink and everything else.
the fattest this
The
and the
fattest
that.
calf and the this and
That's
hey,
right, he did. He
It's a
did.
party. So
It's a party.
That's the same way that God does the same thing for us.
That's right.
When you come back, He welcomes you with open arms.
That's right.
Even though you are the lost sheep,
Right. And even though
because now you are found.
that's right, you are found. And even though the Bible talks about the prodigal son and we see it in a negative light, because it's like, I've been the one working.
Yes, because the other son is
Right.
definitely like, why he get all
Right,
that?
why
when
he
I've
get
been
all
here?
of
You
that
ain't,
when I
you
come
ain't said a
here?
word to me.
Right. And what we should take away from that is, because what we should take away from is that you're not lost.
You're not lost.
Like, you're not lost. You have done the things. And I think it's important that when we do have if we are in our prodigal season, or if we know somebody that's in their prodigal season, that when they do come back and return, that whoever was there laboring, that we also encourage them. Now, that's something that isn't mentioned in biblically in that story, but I think it's relevant because, again, we all want to be wanted, we all want to be appreciated and needed and recognized. And so, I also
think that sometimes it's just not your turn to be recognized.
It's not
always about you.
That's right.
So I don't feel like every time
you're right.
something happens and somebody does something good that I need to be right. It's the same thing as like I don't give my kid a birthday present.
I about to say birthday parties.
Like the little one, they getting a birthday present on Jackson's birthday.
That's right. You have to understand.
It's not his time. It's not his turn. So I just feel like sometimes
I agree.
We sit back and we do this whole thing where, well, why they getting this and why they getting that, and I've been doing this and I've been doing that. That's cool, but just keep doing your stuff in the background because God sees it all.
Yeah, don't compare
everything
yourself.
You're doing. Oh, comparison is the thief of joy.
It is the thief of joy.
Is a thief. You were just fine. You were just fine working and doing your thing. Right. You didn't care that your brother was gone for real.
That's right.
And now all of a sudden, because he came back, now you're comparing.
Right.
And then also thinking that your dad loves him more when he probably loves y'all the same. He's just happy that his son came back.
That's right. And see, and I think that's I agree with you on that because that's also the concept of I have been the one here working, but you also received all of the attention and
while you were here.
Maybe it wasn't affection, but you possibly could have received all of the attention and all the affection while you were here. You got the best of everything.
I've been talking to you. You've been eating the food.
That's right. You've been in a safe environment.
Yes,
you've been able
worries.
to reap the benefits of the inheritance while you were already here. You didn't have to have your portion.
Yes, and you still have your money.
That's right.
That's still growing, or whatever it was. Like you still have your portion that's growing in the background, but you didn't get it. Like because you're not getting recognized right now, it's a problem.
Right, I agree.
You can't have that. You can't be envious of other people's blessings.
That's right. And so, other notable. Other notable lost sheep in the Bible that we will talk about that may not necessarily seem or that I want to bring up is the Samaritan woman at the well.
Mm-hmm. Because
she was a social outcast.
She was definitely a social outcast. That's why she.
How many husbands did you have?
What I think of when Jesus walked up to her and started talking to her is her being at that well and going, "You talking to me?"
Right.
Because nobody was talking to this woman. Everybody knew that she was out here doing things she had no business with the man who wasn't her husband. The Lord said, "How many husbands you didn't have, and the man you sleeping with currently ain't your husband.
Ain't your husband. He ain't yours.
He ain't yours."
Yeah.
So she's sitting up here getting read for filth.
Right.
By Jesus.
Yes. Jesus.
Do you know how? I mean, and she didn't even understand. But can you imagine right now knowing who Jesus is?
Yeah.
And being read for filth by the Lord Himself.
The conviction that would come over you. My God.
I'd just be on the floor. I'd be on the floor. Yeah. Like I'm just so sorry.
Well, that happens when you're at church and you go to the altar. Mm-hmm. And maybe the life that you've been living or the place that you have been at, in present time when you come to the altar, all of that is on you.
Yeah.
And God, blesses and enlightens whoever that leader is that's before you that's going to pray for you and intercede for you. And they be able to see that. And when they start speaking into your life.
And saying stuff that
it is transformational.
They don't even know.
Right. It's transformational. And that's why so many people have those experiences at the altar. I call it the altar experience, where then all of a sudden, like, I don't know you, you don't know me. We ain't never seen each other. And you're reading me for filth, but you don't feel offended. Some people don't. You don't feel offended. You shouldn't feel offended.
Because that's God talking to you.
Right, because anybody that gives the word of God, when they pour into your life, if they're tearing it down to the foundation, then they're going to build you back up.
It's to build back up.
Yeah.
It's
a tear down and build up at the same time. Yeah, it's hard.
It's a very hard thing to go through, to be torn down. But when you are built back up, you better than ever.
It's amazing because
I'm in the middle. I'm working on being built back up. I'm in the middle.
You're in the middle, but you're doing good.
Yeah, thank you.
You staying on the path.
My path, I could be better.
Yeah.
I could always be better because I do not read enough and I am working on praying more.
Right.
But those things are helping to build me up.
Yes, but the word of God says, even though I'm not where I want to be, I thank the Lord.
I thank the Lord every day.
That I'm not where I used to be.
Where I used to be.
You know what I mean?
Because it was some dark times.
Yeah, it was some dark times. We discussed this on the phone last night when we were talking, and I was telling her about a dream that had nothing to do with anything. It was not a prophetic dream. It was just a random dream I had because medication affected the dreams that I was having. And she's like, "You dream?" I was like, "Yes, every night, all the time. Sometimes multiple
hardly
dreams."
ever dream.
Yes, and she was like, "Don't tell me this dream because I don't want to be held accountable for what's being said in there because you saying now it ain't prophetic."
And then tomorrow you'll be like, "So listen, I had another one, and it was very similar, and it was prophetic." Man, no, I don't want to do this with you right now.
Right, but we were relating that because you said, "Do you remember when you prophesied to me and you was talking about the dark storm I was going through, but you was gonna be there to help me out?" And I was like, "I don't want to hear this."
Right, because she was like, "She's not the drama, ma'am. You bring the message with the drama in it." But anyway, Anyway,
that's
so the lost sheep.
yeah, the lost sheep. So that was related to, the prodigal son. Like when
Yeah.
you, and of course, like when you go into the altar and say you're in your prodigal season and those things are being called out, that is the support that you need. You need people to say, yes, you are out there. Yes, you are lost, but you are coming back in. You can
with
come back
open arms.
in, at any point in time. And, we're not going to get into that because I was going to talk about people being judgmental and all that, but we don't
Go
have to get into
ahead.
that.
Go ahead.
Yeah, well,
It's only been 20 minutes. You got a little bit
I got a
more
little bit of
time.
time. Let me go ahead and talk. Some of y'all people in this church that be judging folks. There is
looking
no
at you.
big sin and no little sin, and you don't have a heaven or a hell to put anybody in.
nobody in.
Who made you Jesus Christ?
Woo.
Give the word of God. Present God before them, and then let them do what they will. Be an open hand. If God allows you to be the person that is going to, usher them in and support them, be that. And beyond what God tells you to do, don't do it. Yes, I think I am a very judgmental and critical person by nature anyway, just
Yeah,
because of
of
my
yourself.
upbringing,
But
of
anyway,
myself
yeah.
and upbringing. But I also believe that I'm a very understanding person. That where you are is not necessarily where you're going to stay, or where you've been is not necessarily who you are now. And so
Right.
even though I am judgmental, I'm judgmental to people that know better and that know the way to get there and are not doing it. And I'm not saying they're not doing it because they can't do it. They're not doing it just because they don't want to.
Because they don't want to.
They don't want to, because there are some people that want to do and can't do, because the word
Yeah.
talks about that.
And I really want to be like, don't come to me crying about it after
Right.
you do, but please do come to me and cry about it, because if you
right. If you are doing that,
once
if you're
ready
making
to be done,
that's
like, once
right.
you're like, you know what, I messed up.
Right.
Like, I should never be like, that ain't none of my business.
Right. When some people, they feel like they're ready in the moment and they might not be. So there may
Yeah.
be some trial and error because, of course,
Yeah.
grace, mercy, praying. That's what it is.
I love that.
I tell people all the time, grace, for me, grace is in one hand of me and mercy is in the other hand. And that's why I put them together and I pray for somebody.
Cool.
And I feel like that is where.
I like that.
Yeah. That is where any judgment that I have or any criticism that I have falls away, because God has given me grace and he's given me mercy. So why can't I extend
Yeah.
that to someone else? But I just feel like when you're in the body of Christ, the judgment that we place upon people, I'm not saying there isn't a righteous judgment. There is righteous judgment. I'm not saying that God doesn't equip and lay that mantle on preachers and teachers and pastors to be able to
Yeah.
offer some type of judgment. But the judgment that comes is, even if it's harsh judgment, there's also a tone of love with it.
Yes.
And there's
'Cause
also
it does say for you
Yes.
to hate the sin,
and not the sinner.
but still love the person.
Love the person. And so anyway, that's my little tangent. I will get off my soapbox, but I'm just very passionate about that, because
Yeah. That's how you end up pushing people away.
right, because I recall, like, when I first got saved and being in the church, I'm not a churchy person. I was never churched. I went to church when I was growing up because that's what you did when you was raised by your grandmother. But the church wasn't in me. God wasn't in me. And I remember, like, trying to navigate those topics, like, homosexuality and things like that, with people that were, for me, my mindset, because I had started to become churched, was, okay, they in sin, cut them off.
Cut them off.
Cut them off. And once I started gaining knowledge for myself, then I went back to the way I was prior to being churched. And I stayed church for a very short time, but
'Cause I can't even see you being like that.
right.
way.
Oh yeah, I was. And I'm not going to say their person names, but it's a person out there that I have a very close relationship with, and they may know this. And I remember casting so much judgment and criticism on them because of what I believe I was operating, the ignorance I was operating in. And I apologize to you. If you don't know who you is, I can't give you no clue.
No, you cannot.
But we go to the same church, and you already know, because we good people. I'll just say this. My child is named after you. I apologize to you, because I was critical and I was judgmental, and I've always been that way, but I let that take presence and take over.
Precedence.
Yeah, precedence.
Over
I take over my
everything.
thought and my actions because of being churched at the time.
Yeah.
But coming into the knowledge of Christ and understanding what it means to be the lost sheep, understanding what it means to be the black sheep, understanding
what
grace
people
and mercy
need.
and what people need, then that judgment and that criticism falls away. Anyway, other examples of the lost sheep that we
Look
would
at her
see.
staying on track.
Look at me staying on track. I'm trying to do right. You rubbing off on me. You
Doing my
rubbing off
best.
on me. You doing your best. Okay. So other examples, of course, is when we talked about Matthew being a tax collector. Homie was out here living foul,
Stealing.
stealing.
Oh, you know what? That burger you ate,
Yeah.
You owe me about $3 more on
You owe me that $3 more
Yeah.
and 2 cents. Give me
In
my
the-
2 cents.
Yeah, put it in the tax. It's for the taxes
That's right.
for the city.
That's
That
right.
man put it right in his pocket.
Yeah. He was a scoundrel.
Yes,
as they would say.
But he changed.
But he changed, but also he became one of God's disciples, one of Jesus' disciples, and he was one of the closer disciples to God. Can
Yeah.
you imagine? See, that's why they hate you. I'm going ahead and speak some life into y'all people.
Oh Lord.
That's why they hate you. Because what God see in you, what God has for you, he don't have for anybody else.
What God
Has for you, it is for you. There are so many Matthews that you come in contact with on a regular basis. And we're talking about Reformed Matthews.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And people are like, why did God bless you? Why did God keep pouring into you? Why do God has the favor
When you was
upon your
real
life?
foul before this.
You was real foul before this.
Why did he choose to
Right.
reform you and get you to do this?
Right, and why he ain't done it for me? Get it.
Because you ain't ready.
You ain't ready.
Didn't we talk about that? Like getting yourself, you want something from God, but you're not ready to receive it.
That's right. You're not ready to receive it.
And you're gonna fumble the bag. If God gave it to you, you're gonna fumble the whole
Not
blessing.
fumble the bag.
You're gonna fumble the whole blessing.
That's right. That's right. And so Matthew, the tax collector, is one of those that is also considered the lost
Right.
sheep. Another one, which we discussed, I think, in a couple episodes back, was Joseph.
Ooh,
Because he was
definitely a black
favored.
sheep.
Yeah, he was favored by his father.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
Now,
was favored by his father.
I'm gonna say, if my parents was treating me
Yeah.
and Joseph is like, if that was the
Yeah.
thing, hey, I might
Yeah.
throw him in a pit too. You trying to tell me that out of all of us, you love this one more than you acting like you love him more than everybody else in this house?
These are my confessions. That what is you doing? What?
At that time in that life, like,
Yeah.
and we all sons,
Right.
We're all boys. It ain't like I'm a
Yeah.
girl and you don't like me. Like we're
Yeah.
all boys, and you treating us so differently. What's so good about him?
Right, but see,
I'm just saying I see where they're coming from.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you should
Yeah,
do
yeah,
something like
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying I get why they wasn't just
Yeah.
like, oh,
Yeah,
he was
yeah,
a
I
nice
get it.
person. They threw him in the pit. Like he
Right.
was getting some serious favoritism
yeah, he
over
was.
all
He
12
was.
children.
Right. And see, I think my personality is that if that's your favorite, then that's your favorite. I don't even care. I'm going to build myself up. Because clearly, you don't know how to do it.
You don't know how to fix it. So it's all right.
You don't know
I'm
how
going
to
to just
fix
go
it.
about my business.
And I think, and again, of course, that might be trauma. But again.
It is.
It is again, I think
Because you have to be on your own. It's a survival skill.
Right, and I discussed that in the last couple episodes that we did with the blacks, where I was talking about, I grew up with a woman that favored boys.
Yeah.
The
So you
woman
just
that
say,
raised
you know what? I
me.
got to tell myself I'm pretty.
Right, I
and
got to
move
tell
on.
myself that I'm pretty. I got to tell myself that I'm these things, and so self-soothe,
Woosah.
sucking your thumb and stuff. That's a self-soothe.
It is a
mechanism for babies.
self-soothing.
Okay, another is little bitty David.
Oh,
He was the
Yeah.
youngest and the smallest, and he was often overlooked,
he was.
but he was the greatest warrior.
Because he was different.
He was different.
Mm-hmm.
I'm different. Yeah, I'm different. Yeah. And he was chosen to be king.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. Another one that I think very few people recall is Gideon. He came from the weakest clan,
Yeah, I don't remember.
and he was least he was least in his family, but God used him mightily to deliver the children of Israel.
Oh, you're right.
You're right.
Right.
See, but people forget
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah.
How can you be from the weakest clan and still be
And
the one that
save the
delivers
folks.
and save folks?
Save all the folks.
Do you know how puffed up my chest would be?
Just about as much as it is now.
You wouldn't have got free if it wasn't for me.
Not you wouldn't have got free if it wasn't for me. Wouldn't got free if it wasn't for me. Hey, oh. But listen, that is a
That
good
is.
one. Yeah.
It's a really good one. So between David, Joseph, Gideon,
And Poe Joseph went through so much.
he went through so much.
It wasn't even like
Poe,
just because his brothers was jealous and he was
Man.
the favorite. Now he
He
out
like,
here.
what I
he
do?
He got sold to slavery. He didn't got put in
Jezebel.
jail.
He-
Like
even when he got in jail, he was elevated.
he was because
See,
he had favor,
the
over his life.
The favor follows you.
It does. Being the black sheep, like we said,
Yeah.
isn't always a bad thing.
isn't always a
It
bad
might
thing.
seem bad in the moment, 'cause,
Right.
with other people not. Go back upstairs, Jada. I didn't call you, buddy. Rooted and real. I'm not cutting that out. So, but just because, as the black sheep, another thing that it said, but I had already said to you
Yeah.
was that you might be the one to break the generational curses.
That's right.
Just because you are different does not make you bad, does not make
That's
you
right.
unfavorable. Now, you might be unfavorable to that family, to the people
Right.
around you, to the people that know you, because you want to be something different. You want to do
Yes.
something different. You want to have a different world view. You want to have a
Yes.
different political view. You want to have a different religious view.
Right.
Like, you just might want to do something different from your family,
Right.
from what they've always known. And it's probably, and most likely, if you're breaking the generational curse, it is in the best way possible.
But I'm gonna tell you, look, listen.
Uh-oh, she getting serious, y'all.
These generational curses, we talked about that in the last episode, but let me break something down. When you are the person that God has chosen or you have accepted that calling to be the one to break generational curses, I don't care what nobody say. Y'all can tussle, y'all can fight, theologians, y'all can get in there and argue. That is such a hard mantle and a heavy mantle.
Because everybody's against you.
Everybody's against you. Not just everybody on the outside. Mentally, you are against you. You get tired. You get weak.
Yeah,
you get weary.
is this worth it?
That's
am I
right.
doing the right thing?
That's right.
Is this going to change anything? Is this going to be better for my kids if I change this thing that I know that's going on in my family? Is
That's
this
right.
worth it?
Is it worth it? And it ultimately is, but when you're in the middle of it and you're fighting every demon,
It's
every
hard.
generational curse, when you're the outcast, when you're going against your family and you're going against the grain, and a lot of times this is without support, this is without a know-how,
Yeah.
you just know that you don't want to be the same way or do things the same way, then it's hard to do it. I said that when I had my kid. I mean, I was in church from very young, but I wasn't saved. But when
Right.
I had my kid, I was like, my first kid, I was like, you know what? I don't want the generational curses that have befallen the mother and the daughter against each other, because my mom didn't raise me and she wasn't, she was present. Let me rephrase that because my family going to be tussling. But my mom was present, but essentially she didn't have a huge hand in raising me. Did she have a huge hand in a lot of other things that I see as negative? Absolutely.
Yeah,
She
and
did.
shaping some of your thoughts
And
about
shaping some of
different
my
things.
thoughts and but she, you know how you have that thought of, I don't want to be like my mama was. I didn't necessarily have that full thought of I didn't want to be like her. I wanted to do things better than she did because I
Yeah.
felt like there was a loss, but not necessarily that she didn't want to. My mom was extremely intelligent, which also made her a formidable opponent.
Not an opponent.
Yes, a formidable opponent, because my mom was, I think my mom was really pretty, and so there was an air about herself that she carried from her young days, and even when things happen in life, it never changed. That arrogance
Yeah.
never left, and so a lot of it that she saw me. She saw herself in me. And at the time, she didn't necessarily love herself the way she should have loved herself. And so imagine looking at yourself every day and not loving yourself.
Yeah.
And then seeing yourself walk. Well, how are you going to treat that person?
Right.
You're going to treat them with disdain, and you're going to treat them, you might abuse them, you might mistreat them, and you might say things or do things that wasn't necessarily your intent or your true intent. Now, when I was younger, I didn't know any of those things, of course, hindsight. But when I got older and I was able to see those things, I was like, you know what? I don't want to carry that weight. I don't want to carry that generational curse. I don't want to carry that burden of being the lost one, separated and set aside from my family, because I would like to say, well, maybe one of my other siblings, we might have viewed them as being the black sheep, but I felt like the black sheep, not only because I was the only girl in the three that was in my household, but also the mindset I had, the way I operated, the things that I did, I listened to. Like, I was an alternative anime kid privately. Nobody knew any of those things that I watched and I do. That's why I love all those things now.
Yeah.
Because I love them
All
then.
your Asian shows and
All
things.
my Asian shows. All of the things that I like to listen to, the music that I listen to, the people that I associated myself with, the goals and dreams that I had were all seemed, separate and outside. And the only way that I knew how to find that was to search inwardly, spiritually. And so breaking generational curses, when you start looking at that, and I'm sorry this tangent and this side note went long, but when you start breaking generational curses and you decide, okay, I want to be the lost sheep. I don't mind being the lost sheep. I don't mind being, not the lost sheep, but I don't mind being the black sheep.
Yeah.
I don't mind being the black sheep, but let me do this the way that God intended for me to do. It's a journey.
It is a journey.
It's a
It's
journey.
not going to be a 2-second situation.
No.
You need to get your resources together.
You need to get your resources. You need to
Yeah.
know how to pray. You need to know how to fast. You need to know how to read your word. And you need to know how to reach out to those, spiritually, naturally, to be able to help you in that, because it's a heavy burden.
Yeah.
It's a
It
heavy
is.
burden.
It
And
is.
so anyway, some of those more prevalent black sheep that we talk about, like with David and, with Joseph, that we don't necessarily see as black sheep, they are heavy. And so I guess I want to pose and say, who are you? What kind of black sheep do you see yourself as? And have you embraced being a black sheep?
Yes. If
Embrace
you are a
it.
black sheep, have you embraced being a black sheep? That's going to change your
That's
lineage
right.
and change your family's
For the better.
Yeah, for your better. For the
Yeah.
better.
Yeah, for the better. I mean,
Because, I mean, look at you. Like, you're
Look
a
at
perfect
me.
example of this.
Look at me. I'm
Because
thriving.
despite the
Yes.
past,
Right.
your children know nothing of it.
know nothing of it.
Nothing of it.
Nothing of it.
They
don't-
are completely different. They are not raised the same way. They are
That's
never
right.
they don't ever have to be in survival mode if they don't want to.
That's right.
Head ain't on no swivel if they don't need to be.
That's right. They
So, like, they're
very loving.
Yes.
They're already moving closer towards self-actualization in their young adulthood.
Right.
That
and
they
not,
have to do.
you know,
right.
almost 40 and being like,
Yeah.
I'm going to get there
Let me
eventually.
figure out what I wanna do when
like
I
you,
grow up.
You did
Yeah.
the epitome of having, what was it? My one of the doctors at the hospital said, having my ceiling be like my kid's floor.
Right.
So they start
Yeah, that's a good way to
where
say
I
it.
ended.
That's right.
And they can go way and just be
That's
better
right.
than me.
That's right, because I made a decision, a conscious decision, to break the generational curses.
Yes, you have to be aware of it. You can't
Yes.
do it on accident. You can't
No.
do it by happenstance. Like it
That's
has to
right.
be self-awareness that, hey,
Right.
this needs to change and
That's
I
right.
have to be the one to break it.
That's right. And so in doing so, I made sure that if I was going to operate in any kind of black sheep mentality, it was going to be for the benefit and the betterment of my kids
Yes.
and of the generation that follow before me,
Yep.
behind me. And I pray, my prayer is that my children continue to do that they don't fall victim to certain things. And
Yeah.
that, because, you instill things, but it's ultimately your kid's choice.
It's ultimately their choice, but you just hope that you've given them enough
Right.
information, enough knowledge, enough everything.
That's right.
That they do things the way that you taught them to do it.
Right. So embrace your black sheep era and do it for the betterment of you,
Of you and your family.
of your family, and the generations that follow.
Yes.
This was great, y'all. This was good. See, I love when I come up with topics. See, I realize the topics that I'm gonna have to come up with now are going to be where we
They're
can.
going to be deep.
They are.
And it's okay. Because if you're here to be with us and listen
Yeah.
to our opinion
That's right.
about deep topics.
That's right. And they are God inspired. Because
Yeah, because I was like, what you want to talk
what
about?
was it that I want to talk about? The Aldrin something.
That was the one, the Aldarian psychology or something
Oh,
with that
yeah.
doggone research article. But anyway,
Yeah. Anyway, yes. So
We'll get
embrace your black sheep era.
embrace your black sheep era.
That's right.
All right.
All right.
We'll see y'all next week.
Thank you for joining us.
Bye.